Hey guys, I know, right? Always got to start out with that. Well, it's glad to be back in my office. I'm Adam Bielanski, co-host with Sean Lardo, and it's another week of Central Mafia's user group PitchIT 2026 series. And Sean, how was your week last week?
My week, as always, is fantastic. To be clear, Adam, got lots of stuff done. Talk about the future. Things are looking bright.
Yeah, they are. They're awesome. So it was an awesome week last week for me, traveling PAX 8 Beyond, then out to California for my son's graduation. And I'm glad to be back here, talk a little bit about Central Mafia and then talk a little bit about PitchIT. So, Sean, what is PitchIT?
Oh, great question, Adam. I thought you'd never ask. PitchIT is a Shark Tank-like competition for startup vendors in the MSP space. Primary mission, support the MSPs. Secondary is also to be able to integrate into ConnectWise platform, right? But as I mentioned, this is a competition. So right now we have 20 vendors that are in this accelerated incubator program. They are all vying to become one of the three finalists. Three finalists that we select at the end of the whole 16 weeks will go on to be pitching live on stage at IT Nation Connect Global in November in front of hundreds and hundreds of MSPs. They are all trying to win, ultimately, though, the grand prize. This year, we were giving away over $150,000 of cash and prizes. The prizes being inventory, ConnectWise, IT Nation credit, essentially, for sponsorship. So it is an exciting time. I'm stoked. We have a good class this year.
Yeah.
And we actually have two good guests on today. And I use that loosely, of course. But yes, we do have two good guests on.
That's awesome. And so part of this whole program is, the coaching experience of those 16 weeks and getting exposure to audiences like Central Mafia user group, live streaming to our profiles and so forth. And, all the other podcasters in the market. And so we're here to bring in another round of individuals here to have real conversations, right? So I want to bring to the stage Jared. Jared's a little experienced here from Blacksmith InfoSec. How you doing, Jared?
I'm doing great, thanks. Good to be here.
Welcome to the stage.
Yeah, welcome to the screen. I'm trapped in a two-dimensional object.
Are you practicing for your future job when this doesn't work out? Of being like a pantomime? Is that what's happening? You're in a box?
Yes, that's exactly. Yes, nothing is ever going to work out for me, but we're going to have fun. However we make it work. I love your new intro, guys. The new intro video this year is fire. That was dope.
Right.
Thank you. We I will be honest. It's all due to our videographer coordinator in ConnectWise, Tree Lou. He's the man.
Okay.
Awesome, Jared. So this is year 2. Good strong year for you. And tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Blacksmith InfoSec.
Yeah, I'm Jared Casner. Like I said, this is my second year here. PitchIT was so good for me that I was willing to put up another year of Lardo to come back for round 2. So we'll make it work. About me, I am not and never have been an MSP. I fell into the channel by accident about 2 years ago and felt like I came home. It's my background is really in software development and cybersecurity and building software, and so finding the channel has just been a great place for me to kind of come home and feel like I've met my people. Blacksmith InfoSec, we started this almost 3 years ago now, which seems crazy in hindsight. It feels like just yesterday. It's a little bit like having a kid, right? The days are long, but the years are short. And so it's hard to believe that it's been almost 3 years since we started Blacksmith. And we've been channel only for, our coming out party was, for the channel was IT Nation Connect 2024. And we've just been channel only ever since. But we are a compliance as a service platform, helping MSPs deliver compliance services into their customers.
Yes.
Yes, I remember meeting you guys 3 years ago at an event.
Yeah, we showed up. We'll call it semi-legally to IT Nation Secure 2024.
Yep.
Without with just kind of standard badges, and had to have a little conversation with you about like, hey, shut your mouths, don't pitch.
John likes doing that.
But it was like, honestly, it was a great experience for us. It got us into into the ConnectWise ecosystem. It's just been a great place to be. So, as much shit as I like to give you, Lardo, sorry about my language here, but as much as I like to give you crap about stuff, like Sean has actually been one of our best friends along the way, helping us get into the channel, learn the ropes, understand the language, how to ask the right questions, and get to know what's going on. So
yeah. Can you just before we bring on our next contestant, so just real quick, so what really drove you personally to create Blacksmith InfoSec? What problem was it that you were trying to solve?
Yeah, great question. I have spent the last 15 years in Silicon Valley, primarily at very small startups that could not afford the very large enterprise GRC platforms that had issues with outsourced vCISO platforms and things like that, where platforms are either geared for the enterprise or they are geared for the CISO. And there's nothing that's designed for a small business to own their own security program with that management layer for an MSP or a vCISO to come in and help them out. And so we are really the only ones that kind of fit that niche of an MSP can't own compliance or security or risk for their clients. They have to be a management layer on top of that. And so we're really kind of bridging that gap where it's the tools that the MSP needs to be successful, but built specifically for the small business and priced for the small business so that anybody can be compliant and secure.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you very much. And so we'll see you here in just a minute. Just hang out in the green room and we'll bring on our next contestant to the stage. Jesse Hackajak, AP2T Labs. How you doing?
Good. How are you all doing?
Doing fantastic.
You know, that the company name is challenging at times.
It is.
To say AP2T, because it doesn't roll off your tongue, but it kind of does in a way. But it's also a couple drinks. It's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, once you have a couple drinks, you drop a bottle or two with, it kind of just flows really well. But yeah, it stands for Advanced Persistent Threat Training Labs.
Ooh. Okay, I like that. Jesse, tell us a little bit about yourself. You look like you could hack a few things based on your background and all that stuff. So little background.
Yeah. So, a little background. I got introduced to tech at an early age, and why do I feel like my head is just awkwardly floating on my title bar? Thank you.
I thought you were trying to be like in the witness protection program and cover your face with part of that. And then you're going to talk like this.
Yeah, of course. No, I had enough time as an intelligence asset to the federal government. I don't want to go into WITSEC. That's a whole nother side.
Why do they have acronyms for everything?
Yeah, that's a whole nother side quest.
Because it's the government and the military, and everything's an acronym in the government and military.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Well, that's AP2T Labs. It's how military structures are acronyms. So we were going to do APTT, and then former Marine said, why don't you do 2T? That's how military does it. We looked and we're like, kind of like that. So AP2T. But so for any military veterans, you'll get that. So anyways, a little bit about my background. I never wanted to do this. I was happy just hanging in the shadows. I'm a former world's most wanted hacker. I had multiple law enforcement encounters over my career. I ended up becoming a U.S. intelligence asset, top echelon asset in the top 5 most valuable assets in the world during my activity with the federal government. Started multiple cyber wars, billions in damage. So I have a little bit of background. I'm cited, like there's universities that do case studies on me and other universities that study me. I have a Wikipedia entry maintained by a university professor. I've been cited in the European Council on Information Warfare. That's a little bit.
We can't keep going because you'll be here forever.
Yeah, no, that was it.
Are you sure? So you're basically the Frank Abagnale of the cybersecurity space. That's what you are. Frank Abagnale, he was like literally writing checks and cashing.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Like,
I can't say Jerry from ASCII may have said a similar comment. So,
yeah, valid point. So tell us about what you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
So here at AP2T Labs, we study current and emerging threat actors and their evolving tactics. Then we create simulations around them. We create training and simulations. So when a company has to do awareness training for compliance, cybersecurity awareness training, AI awareness training, anything like this, they can come to us. We are partner only. We do not have a direct program and do not plan to. But they come, you bring your clients, onboard them. They can do AI, cybersecurity, whatever training they need that we provide. And then we start in simulated attacks. Think of phishing, but it's not your grandpa's awareness training. This is a modern, evolving 1 to 5 times a week, email, text message. We have like 13 different vectors mapped. Where that even like SEO poisoning and abusive notifications and all sorts of stuff that we have patents pending around. We actually bring in like OSINT and dark web intelligence. I recently partially acquired a dark web data lake. So we have our own dark web data. We actually bring all of that intelligence in. Every single user is analyzed every single day by AI and machine learning to understand what's the best simulation to expose them to either get them ready for current emerging threats that we see on our threat feeds, or based on current training that they've done to reinforce something they've done. Our products, our awareness training and our simulated attack is a unified single product instead of being totally standalone separate. 100% AI machine learning baked in. And we have former NSA analyst, we have psychologists, we have myself and other convicted criminals that build.
I have to bring the buzzer on you, man.
So wrap up before we bring Jared back on. With all this experience and so forth, I imagine this landed you in jail at some point.
18 hours. That was enough for me to go, fuck this noise. Sorry. I'm going to be honest. I'm a very candid person. 18 hours in jail, and I was terrified.
Okay.
I spent
like,
4
we could
years.
Use you.
That was that I was already an intelligence asset. I mean, in all honesty, when you read my Wikipedia, you learn about it. But, I thought all the good guys play for the same team. All law enforcement played for the same team. That's not true. Yeah. So local law enforcement and federal, they hardly ever see eye to eye. Yeah. I was the intelligence asset caught in the middle. Spent 4 years, 4 months, 28 days on pretrial house arrest, and then got a smack in the head with 16 felonies.
Thank you, Jesse.
The answer is yes. And he's scared.
Oh, let's bring Jared back on.
Oh, I forgot you were there, Jared. It's been so long.
I walked away for a little bit. I came back. It's fine.
Yeah. Coincidentally, so did I. I didn't even notice.
It's 11 p.m. at night. So now you guys are both inside PitchIT. It's been, 5 weeks now, roughly. What's been the biggest shift on how you're thinking about your solution and the problems you face? Jared, I'm going to go with you first, just to get a little experience. So this is the year 2. So I'm curious if there's been any shift this year so far.
Yeah, I think the biggest shift has really been narrowing down where we fit in the like scoping where we are in the landscape. I think one of the challenges that we had last year was like, oh, hey, we can solve all things for all people. Well, that doesn't actually work, right? So getting a little bit more narrowly focused on what we're doing, who we're talking to, who we're selling to, the way we're messaging that has been a big shift for us this year.
Nice. Same question for you, Jared. I mean, Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
JJ.
J. So that's a really hard one to answer. It's because Reese, which is my daughter and owner of the company, I'm a co-founder to the company, but she was involved in PitchIT last year, and it made a huge difference. This year, I have seen this exponential growth inside of her. I'm here. I could go do plenty of other things. I take red team engagement still. I do stuff outside of here, but I've watched her growth already this year. And then, and I'm just going to plug, I mean, we just had the marketing lady, Heather, and like there was so much good stuff there. Last week, Jay McBain literally blew the doors off of what the direction we were moving as a company. I can tell you literally in it's been fucking like 7 days, and we've done an about face. Jay McBain having that one-on-one time that I never thought we would get, but I mean, it's happened twice now because of PitchIT, because of Sean Lardo, because of this team. Dude, it's fucking insane.
Yes, it is actually.
I need to watch my words. Sorry.
Well,
hide behind your title banner.
Yeah.
Change your voice. No, you know what? I'm glad that you got that, because Heather Margolis is great. Jay is great. And it's all different perspectives from different people and how they approach. But the good thing about having Heather after Jay is Jay sets a tone on this is what you should. He's giving you data. How you process it is so important, right? And Heather actually helps to further that by saying this is the direction she went. She knows the data too. By the way, we all know each other. Heather, me, Jay, we all been friends for a long time. So we've all been that sphere of influence that he talks about. We were all amongst each other's sphere of influence to help each other. It was so it is a benefit. So
one of the I just have to throw this out. One of the other major benefits we've got out of it, and it's from last year and this year, and I'm sitting here looking at the screen right now. I mean, Sean, you're fine, but Jared and those partnerships of other people going through the program, and I can't remember the guy that from Threat Captain. Adam. Yeah, I mean, he built a really close friendship with Reese last year. He spoke this year, and I mean, like the amount that Reese's got out of him from last year, and then him talking this year, and us getting to know Jared and being able to share tips and tricks. Like, hey, what's your growth secrets? Hey, can you share some code? We'll share this. Dude, the camaraderie amongst the participants, second to none.
Co-opetition, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
No, it's good. So with this all said, and I'll use Jared because he's a great example. And this is from last year. You were involved too, Jesse, of course, last year, but you were in the back. What have you learned in this process from 3 years ago? Because you and I had the conversation on the floor. Me, you, and Michael all talked about stop pitching and stuff. Right? But considering what Jesse said, how important are the spheres of influence and friendships and just relationships in general for you guys?
They're absolutely huge, right? It's we are all talking to different folks within the industry, so we're all getting exposure in different areas. We're all learning from each other. There's stuff that I think one of the biggest things that I've learned over the last couple of years also is what works for Sean, what works for Jesse, what works for Adam is not going to be the same thing that works for me. I have to be me, and I have to find the way that works for me. And so, but I can learn from all of those different things, and I can try different things, right? It's shots on goal. It's throwing darts at a dartboard, however you want to think about it. It's learning those different approaches and figuring out the way to, Sean can sit on a couch in the lobby and make friends with anybody. I'm pretty sure he's friends with the Fern and the
the 22
that's just the way. Just the way Lardo works, right? I am not that person. And so I've got to find the ways to be able to build those relationships and do things a little bit differently, do things my way, be my authentic self, but also be able to replicate and capture some of the lightning in a bottle that is Sean and other folks in the area. And right. And so how do I find the ways to do this? The fact is we're not just fighting for the MSPs. And so you talk about the co-opetition. I'm not competing directly with Jesse, but we are competing for eyeballs from MSPs and competing for attention of which problem are they solving first, second, third, and how are they approaching those things, right? So there's that attention economy that we're having to fight for. And so how do we do that in a way that is effective for all of us? How do we be a rising tide that lifts all boats? How do we share knowledge with each other? How do we, if Jesse and we jumped on the phone for 45 minutes last night, just shooting the shit and catching up and talking about hey, here's some things that we've learned along the way. Here's some things how did you approach this problem? What can I learn from you? And right. And so these are the friendships, these are the relationships that we build that help us all be more successful. And then more importantly, help the MSPs and their clients be more successful because we're all in this together to drive things up.
Nice. Yeah. So as we, you guys prepare for kind of that final stage and that final 5-minute pitch, right? You have to really nail down that thing. So what part of your product or your message are you really most focused on sharpening right now? Jesse.
Most part of our product and message.
Actually, I think we rephrase the question. I think the question really should be, in getting ready for your 5-minute pitch, how do you plan on maintaining, especially you, Jesse, because you're long-winded, in 5 minutes, the time frame, how do you plan on having an impactful, engaging presentation? Where is your focus going to be?
First off, I will not deliver the presentation. That will be Reese for sure. Praise baby Jesus, you don't have to listen to me. But I mean, she was the girl that ran out of time last year in the first one, and the second time she ended in 3.5 minutes. And she's just weird. But I know I've talked to her.
She's just weird for improving. How dare her?
No. She
that's what every daughter wants to hear from their father, by the way.
He's just weird for following the rules. Where did she learn that from? Must be her mother, because it's not me.
Not me. I mess up everything I can.
Just hack it. You're a rule breaker.
When I see like rules, like I'm driving down the road and they're like road closed, I naturally want to drive around it just to break a rule. I've got tickets for doing that, by the way. So I've really done it. So what we're looking to improve on and deliver, we have taken a lot of advice, thankfully, and I remember the day I met Sean Lardo. I actually was standing there when I met Sean Lardo and Rob Wright at the same time. And there was a couple other amazing people there, and they just started imparting on Reese, my daughter, knowledge. Both of them did, and she's maintained relationships with both, and it's been this great thing. So what she's going to focus on is hitting those hot buttons of MSPs. What's the value that MSPs see out of awareness training, which isn't typically much. And she's already started taking notes out of what Jay McBain said, what some of the other speakers have said this, and she's keeping a ledger of notes from when she starts that those 2 pitches. I can answer better, but that's the best I can give.
I have no doubt, because she is extremely prepared always. She
very concise responses.
She's very much a competitor, which is great. She wants to win. It was easy to talk to her because she was so eager. Like, if somebody's not, you can't make somebody eager. You can't change their character. And if they don't have any kind of eagerness, I don't want to waste my time anyway. So if she wasn't the way she was, which is impressive, so you guys did a good job. Maybe her mother did, but one, you did a great job. And no, but you guys did a really good job, and she's on it, and she wants to do, and she wants to be improved. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, this group has been, last year she didn't understand the value of this, and she went through and got a lot out of it. And already this year she's tripled what she got out of last year, because she knows what to hone in on.
And she has contact.
The girl's only 21. She just turned 21, so she's still figuring out life.
21. Jared, how are you at 21?
At 21, I was. We're not getting into that. That's a different conversation for a different day.
Well, I mean, last week it was 18.
Oh yeah. What's his face is 18 years old.
I was like, what?
Dear Lord. Anyway, all right. So, Jared, you did the pitch last year. You're going this year, probably. From what you did last year to this year, what did you figure out how to refine and hone in on?
Yeah, I think really 2 things that I need to spend a little bit more time nailing better this year. And it's really the question why, and from 2 different angles. Why does anybody care? Why does anybody care about compliance? Why is that important to any MSP or their clients? Like, compliance is not a sexy topic. I don't know if you're aware of this, but like, it does not win me a whole lot of friends at cocktail parties. And so like, why does anybody care is the first piece. And then the second one is why us? Why are we different? There's, I can think of like 25 different competitors. And so a big part of what I spent the last 6 or 9 months looking at is, how do all of our competitors, like, how are they approaching the problem? What makes us different? And so we can talk about those differences a little bit more effectively than we could a year ago.
Do you think also maybe because now that this segment of business is more mature, it gives you a chance to talk about other topics? Because I feel like in the first couple of years, it was about educating people on the importance of what you do in general, right? I mean, governance compliance conversations were like, well, let me teach you what that really means. And they're like, but I'm already doing that. I already have SOC 2. I've already done it. Like, what are you talking about? And also the maturity of the insurance companies that are asking for these things too. And I think it becomes a little better position for you to actually talk about you guys, not what the industry is.
To some extent, yes, there is definitely some industry awareness that has come along the way. And to your point, cyber insurance is really pushing people to do better. They're forcing written information security policies. There are state level regulations. So there's a lot more regulatory oversight that's forcing people to go down this road. There are also some really positive things that are coming along the way. So we have, I want to say it's 7 states now with cyber safe haven laws. So if you can prove that you are following or adhering to NIST cybersecurity framework in all those states or CIS in some of those states, you can actually limit your liability in the event of a cyber incident, right? So we're now putting carrots out in front of people instead of just sticks to whack people with. And that is changing the game a little bit also in terms of how we're selling it. And so, yes, we're still having to do some education about why it's important, but a lot of it anymore is the value proposition of what makes us different from anybody else and why they should go with us.
I love that. I love that, but I also love that you said about the stick and the carrot, right? I feel like HIPAA compliance was the opposite. It was first the carrot, and then at the end they're like, "Hell with you all! It's the stick in a few months. Here's your deadline. You better be HIPAA compliant or you're done." Like that was.
Well, I mean, and HIPAA compliance, you still don't really have teeth, right? You only really get whacked if you get popped. And so it's one of those like, I've already had a really shitty day. Like my day's already terrible. And so now you're going to find me. Well, I have to go out of business because I've lost all my patient records. So like, I don't care if you find me. I have nothing left for you to find me.
And HIPAA compliance, I think, is selective and questionable per region, per city, per area. Take your pick, and per provider, because even still to this day, HIPAA compliance isn't that fully refined to any one thing because they haven't even taken account for fax machines yet. So that tells you right there. And where the fax machine is located in an office. Oh, it's in the lobby, printing out data. They're a dentist. Oh my God. No, perfectly normal.
Yeah. So Mike and I, my co-founder and I, host a podcast talking about cybersecurity and compliance. And one of the things that we had, our guest, actually the episode that aired this morning was talking about a HIPAA clients of his that he came into, walks into the medical office, and there was one of those virtual presence robots driving around the office. And it was, hey, you've got video enabled, you've got your microphone enabled. So who's on the other end of that robot? Oh, crap. Like that. Now all of a sudden, all that's in scope for HIPAA, and it's like there's a HIPAA violation right there. It was cool. And so now that robot sits in the closet doing nothing. But people are just like chasing the shiny object. There's so many things that people just aren't even thinking about from a HIPAA compliance standpoint. It's cool stuff.
So let's talk a little bit about both you guys are security, and I love security.
In case you guys don't know, Adam in security is almost like non-existent for him. He has no idea.
No. I like security. It's more of the acronyms that everybody throws at me everywhere.
Yeah, he doesn't. Adam is not well read within it. Mine is by default just because I'm ingrained with everything. But Adam doesn't have to be. So like every time we have cybersecurity people on, he literally he's like, yeah, okay.
Yep. I'm just curious
about
how
Neo in the Matrix when we talk about cyber, he's like dodging.
Yep, exactly. It's like, there's no acronym. Nope.
That's like a good visual, like you dodging like a meme of you dodging acronyms.
We need to do that. So take note, Sam.
I bet Simon could come up with that for you.
I think he can. Both you guys are security. So how do you guys? I'm just curious of how you guys would complement each other in MSP operation in a stack, right? So it sounds like you do training, and then now you do some, other security acronym stuff. Jared and Jesse. So I'm just curious what you guys think. Jesse,
I don't even know what you do.
Some acronym.
Well, no, I imagine there is, because chronologically speaking, it would be. I mean, back to the stick and the carrot. What Jared is working on is going to be the stick if they don't do it in general. Yep. Where Jesse, where you guys lie, is in the front end, which is the proactive approach to making sure you are compliant.
Yeah. So where we fall in is we are far left of boom. Like we want to help educate you because every single every single company is getting breached. Like it or not, you're on every day. You make actions. Every single person in your company makes actions, opening emails, looking at their phone, carrying their phone into the office, having a spouse, having kids. These are all security vulnerabilities and risks that put every single minute thing on a scale of 1 to 99 of if you're going to be breached or safe. And it's a dice roll every time you answer your phone. It doesn't matter if the contacts look right. It's a dice roll every time you add a new Wi-Fi network that's set to auto connect and you forget to turn that off. It's a dice roll every time any of this happens. Every time a person walks into the office, sits down at their computer, and they have their cell phone with them, that's a dice roll. How do you know they're not being extorted to take pictures of customer data? It's happened in some of the largest cybersecurity firms across the U.S. What we do is we teach about that. We have another product coming out about full AI, unlike anything anyone's seen, AI pen testing, borderline red teaming. All of this is to be designed left of boom. And then when you think about that timeline leading up to boom, because it happens, you want to fit compliance in there. And Jared, I think you would probably agree, is that you start with those building blocks, putting things into place. Jared is an expert on coaching on what those building blocks need to be. One of them is pen test. One of them is a lot of the insurance companies we've been talking to is about knowing your risk exposure. We specialize in that. That's why we acquired a dark web data lake recently. We can show you that. We show you the screenshots of where we gather it. We help build all this, and it's one of the Lego building blocks in what Jared's platform does, from my understanding, and to evaluate if you are following your compliance towards a framework. And Ohio is one of those safe harbor states, so I'm really familiar with it.
So, okay, but before we get to Jared, I have to ask this too. Everybody does educational things, hates them, knowledge base, university shit. Everybody hates them, right? And especially what you guys do is you're training every persona, right? There's not any one group that's protected from this that have to do it. So how do you make it effective and keep me engaged?
So at least for our stance, I mean, our entire platform, I think we can all agree that high school and college students are some of the most distracted people on earth now. Thank you, TikTok and Reels and Instagram. And they don't think because of ChatGPT. I mean, since November 2022, the thought process of the average person has dropped because of ChatGPT. Our entire platform is, the brainchild of that age demographic, along with myself and senior citizens that have got together. Literally, yes, senior citizens, college students, high school, and small children. That's like middle school and elementary, and just testing across them. So all of our training is whiteboard animation, about 3 minutes. But then you kind of get that gut punch at the end, because we present you with a quiz to confirm your knowledge. You have to get a 70% pass rate. There's 10 questions to answer, and there's chances are you're going to hate us because you have to go back and rewatch, because we want to validate that you actually have knowledge retention. You go through that, and then you get these simulated attacks every day. We've tried to make it as simple and smooth for people. You learn creative stuff. We've extended out things to show you your personal data exposures, your family, create family conversation.
So ultimately,
that's the key.
So ultimately, it's impactful because of the personal aspect of that, like you mentioned. Also, it's a tell, show, do. Tell them, show them, then do it, right? And then the repetition is key. So that makes sense.
Protect their kids and their spouse.
Yep.
We do that, and we offer that. Yeah,
I love that, Jared. Just over to you then. Because you're the industry, like we talked about before, is a little bit more mature now, but still all the questions out there. There still is the issue with what's insurance going to cover and how do you get yourself able to do so, right? I mean, it still is. I know that insurance companies have done better. They got more refined in some of their deliverables, right, or expectations. How do you make that happen for these MSPs? How do you work with them and ensure that, because I imagine there's still a lot of education you have to give them, but is there an easy button for this?
So sort of, yes. Right. There's a little bit of that depends, which I hate that answer, but I have to give it a lot, right? But at the end of the day, we are essentially, we call it the paint by numbers approach, right? We're giving somebody, here's exactly what this needs to look like, and here's your palette, your colors that you can use. Training is one of those colors. Go in and color in anything that's got a 1 in it. You're gonna have to color in with the training brush. Anything that's got a 2 in it, you're gonna have to do your configuration brush, right? But it's built the ability to actually put all those different pieces together, whether it's Lego blocks, paint by numbers, however you want to think about it. We're kind of giving the blueprint that says, here's what you need to do. How you do that is up to you. And this is part of why we started the podcast and we wrote a book and like really about the education, because I can tell you the why and the what all day, but if you don't actually go and do that, if you don't understand the how, and this is where the MSP comes in, most of the MSPs really understand the how. That, right? If I say go configure a firewall to prevent ingress and egress, MSPs can go all day long and do that. But if they don't know what to do, that makes their lives a lot harder. So that we're really giving that blueprint that says, here's what you need to do. Now go do it.
I like the paint by numbers.
Yeah.
Good analogy. Very good analogy. So in wrapping up, I want you to speak to directly the MSP owners and partners watching this right now. What's the one thing you might want them to understand about your product to become a more secure MSP, right? Because they're servicing thousands and thousands of clients and managing hundreds and thousands of endpoints, right? Jared, I'm gonna start off with you. What's the one thing, right?
Ooh, great question. Really the one thing is, as an MSP, you cannot own risk for your clients. So if you're looking at a tool that is only built for you from a compliance standpoint or governance standpoint, you are missing out on a huge portion of the compliance or security program that your clients must own for themselves. They have to own their own risk. You can help them manage it, and that's where a tool like ours comes in, is that ability, that management layer that sits on top of it to help your clients, but they have to have a portal where they are owning their own risk. Otherwise, they are not going to be successful, and they are going to be leaving holes.
We could go so far.
Jesse, what about you?
I think the most important thing that an MSP knows about awareness training and what we bring to the table is you have to stop delivering grandpa's awareness training. I mean, that those 2012 Netflix, you set up a campaign, you do these things, and it's dead, bro. It's dead. That's not threat actors. I mean, we're living post AI. We're in the AI boom. If your awareness training provider is not delivering text messages to you and other things, I mean, how many people are being attacked via text message on their personal device? You got to understand that, technology stacks only protect the corporate environment. Awareness training is about protecting the individual on a personal level, because when you train them on a personal level, that makes their life better, their family better, and they carry that into their corporate environment, thus making your environment better. If your awareness training is catered towards email and campaigns and stale content and make, just on your corporate platform, you're nothing more than a sitting duck. And
So
when your customer,
hold on. So you're telling me that FedEx text and my package being sent back is not, that was me being hacked? I mean,
yeah, I just sent that.
I keep putting my address in. I gave him my social.
That wasn't you getting hacked. You clicking that link and putting in your credit card to say, yeah, please redeliver. That was you getting hacked.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. I actually just went online and bought more rum. No, and it's a lot of people think that click is the bad part. In our platform, we actually monitor clicks and compromise different. I'm a former threat actor. I am an ethical threat actor now. That's how I identify. I am a threat actor. I just act ethically for the people that we work with in the community and a better good. And so, there's so many false beliefs and misconceptions in awareness training and simulated attack, aka phishing, that is just cancerous. And to fire people over the third time is ridiculous, because you're doing once a month, once a quarter, once a year training. It needs to be a regular 1 to 5 times a week. It needs to be black box if you're not doing it's all these things, because at the end of the day, it's just like the CEO sitting there going, hey, if I fall for a fish, it's not my fault. It's my IT department's fault.
Yeah.
And it kind of is, because you didn't deliver the right training. If you're delivering the right training, that's when you look back at them and go, no, we did our due diligence. We delivered the proper training to you. It's not grandpa's training. It's modern training based on real research and proven blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's your fault because you fucked up.
Yeah.
And that it's not a trust. It's not a loss of trust anymore. Sometimes it's a gut check to that CEO or that executive or that owner, but they now realize it's on them. Either way, you may lose the customer because they got breached, but do you want them to walk away and bash you, or them walk away and shut the hell up because they know it was their fault?
Yes, exactly. So we need to wrap. So I appreciate you, Jesse and Jared. Both you guys are really solving problems that you genuinely care about, and about from a real experience, right? And so I want to talk a little bit about Central Mafia. We believe in strong MSPs are built on strong leadership and disciplined operations, right? And really having real relationships and conversations with people. And so you guys heard a lot today from both contestants. Definitely follow up Blacksmith InfoSec and AP2 Labs. Check out their websites. Their links will be in there. I know, right? It's all very.
You need more to drink, man.
We can never say he can't say company name. It's the weirdest thing. I know. It's every company in the world. The one episode we did with Michelle, he called the company the wrong name over and over.
No.
It's recorded. We can look at it.
I know.
It's on YouTube. We can watch you do it.
AP2T.
AP2T, not ABCU. I don't know that third thing.
AP2T Labs.
There you go.
And Blacksmith InfoSec. Two very difficult names to say. So appreciate you guys. Join the conversations. Join our community, Central Mafia Users Group. Check out our webpage and Facebook group. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for jumping on this week. And peace out until next week. See you then.
Tuttle.